When you hear me use the word efficiency when it comes to swinging the golf club, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, what I mean by efficiency in swinging the golf club is making sure that you're producing as much clubhead speed as your body is capable of being able to produce without having to work really hard or having a lot of really big, robust movements that could put your body in harm's way. And a lot of us can produce a lot of really big clubhead speed with swings that don't look like we're working very hard because of our sequence and our ability to be able to transfer energy out through the club head with leverage. Leverage, or lag and release, is not this mythical creature that a lot of you think it is. Lag is something that's much easier to get if you start the tone of your golf swing in the correct order. Moving in the correct order helps you produce lag and helps you preserve lag on the way down. Now, today's video is going to be a spin-off of the video that we released last week where we talked about downswing sequence and getting you into a good delivery position. So if you have not yet seen that video, I strongly encourage all of you that have not seen that video to go in the description below, go watch that video in its entirety, and then you can bring your booties back here and we're gonna work on the big payoff. We're gonna be working on synchronizing the hips and the arms so that you get a really good burst of speed down through the bottom where it matters the most. And a lot of you, when you start working through this drill, are gonna actually start to feel what it's like to be efficient when swinging the golf club. Now, before I start showing you today's drill, this is the big piece of the puzzle that I want you to have in your brain. Tour pros, both men and women, are not going to move the golf club in space very fast through their takeaway, through their backswing, through transition, into delivery. It's not gonna move that fast. But when they get to delivery, it's gonna start moving quite a bit quicker. In fact, somewhere in the ballpark of about 2/3 of your total amount of clubhead speed is gonna happen at that point. Now, a lot of you want to make all of that speed and power early on in the swing because it feels like the right thing to do. We start going back as fast as we can and then we start bouncing off the rev limiter and start moving the club around. And unfortunately, what that does is it makes your efficiency rating go way down, but it gets you into a position where your golf club is now looking like this when you get to the point of contact. And unfortunately, this is not a sport that you can get away without a whole lot when you're trying to hit the golf ball really straight and far and do it consistently. You're gonna have big time problems in there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good. Now, what you're gonna need for today's drill is you're just gonna need one alignment stick and an impact bag. If you don't have an impact bag, that's totally fine. You can just take your favorite couch cushions or a set of towels or a set of sheets and just pile them up on the ground. Impact bags are great because they stop you at the point of contact. They stop you in a very specific spot so that you can check your body positions to make sure that they're right. Just by having one of these in your arsenal or the many, many other training aids that you have laying around the house is not gonna make you a better golfer just by hitting it, okay? Just understand that. These things are great for stopping you at the point of contact. If you wanna get an impact bag, then just go down to the link in the description below. You can use that link and I think there's some sort of discount that you could even get. I don't know. I just like to have all of the tools for you if you're gonna follow a drill. You get what I'm saying? Okay, good. Now, let's get to work. The alignment stick is gonna be positioned to where when you take your setup, and if you come up with a better setup that you can create a visual and a feel just like I'm about to do, then post those up in the comments below because I'm sure other students would like to know a simple way to be able to feel this. What we're gonna be trying to do here with this alignment stick is we're gonna have it positioned to where we can kind of feel some resistance. It's pushed up against my lead butt cheek here. So I'm a right-handed player, so it's my left butt cheek. And what we're gonna be trying to do is, with this drill, is when we start to make our post up and release start to happen, is we're gonna be pulling this hip back into the stick, and you're gonna be trying to feel like you're sliding it up out of the ground and trying to fling it back behind you with an aggressive movement here. Now, what I want you to remember is in the golf swing, when it comes to efficiency, what the hips are gonna do in the golf swing is that they're gonna make this really, really good, aggressive, fast movement in transition and into the finished position here. The hips are gonna accelerate. They're gonna get open somewhere between 35 and 45 degrees, and they're gonna slow down to the point where they stop. And at that same time as they're stopping, that's when the hands and the arms and the club start to release down into the back. So as the hip's going back and away, the club should be moving down into the golf ball. That's what this drill is gonna teach you to do. Now, a lot of you don't make this movement happen in your golf swing because again, you either start the force of movement from the top of the swing down, or you simply make your move in transition and then you just start firing your hands and your arms. That is a very common mistake for a lot of reasonably good players, you don't continue to use your legs and your hips because it doesn't feel like the right thing for you to do. It requires a lot of patience. This drill is designed to teach you patience. You're gonna break it up into two small pieces at first. You're gonna break it up into the lead hip and lead leg action, and then you're gonna kind of let your arms swing into the bag second, and you're gonna make sure that you can feel the difference between one from the other. You're gonna create some good feel and some good visual from it, and then you're gonna start picking up the pace. Now, a couple of key checkpoints for you to make this movement happen properly. How I wanna take this and get it set up is I want the leading edge of the impact bag to be directly in line with where my golf ball position would be. I have the alignment stick positioned in a way where it's touching my lead booty here. And what I want you to do is when you make your swing, you're gonna make kind of like a 9 o'clock swing, going back to where your lead arm is parallel to the ground. When you shift your hips onto your lead side, I want you to have about 80% of your weight going directly underneath your ankle joint. 80%. Now what you're gonna do here is you're going to push that weight into the ground. And when you push that weight into the ground, I want you to simultaneously take your lead butt cheek and your lead hip, and I want you to pull it back to where you're gonna try to get that stick flying behind you. You're gonna do that and then let the hands and arms and the club hit the bag. Now, when you make this post-up move happen, it's very important that you keep your head and your chest down. Do not start to post up and have your head and chest fly up. That's gonna be a big sort of desire from a lot of you. Stay down in the shot. Now, how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna go ahead and take my setup and I'm gonna keep these broken apart into two pieces. So I'm swinging back to 9 o'clock. I'm shifting my weight. I've got 80 to 90% of my weight underneath my lead ankle. I'm gonna push down on the ground and pull the hip back and let the club down release. This position right here is what you're gonna be trying to work to get to. Remember, the feel is to get that stick flying up out of the ground and hear the snap of the club down into the bag at that same time. Start slow and clunky at first, and then as you become proficient with it, you're gonna start to pick up the pace. So let me show you exactly how to practice it. So a little 9 o'clock swing, shift, okay, post up, arms into the bag. It's gonna feel like you're a small child and I'm holding your hand in public, broken apart in two pieces. I do know that these two things will be happening simultaneously, but give yourself a little bit of grace in this process, okay? Take the setup, make sure you feel it against your lead butt cheek, okay? Get that stick to fly up out of the ground, and then snap the club into the bag. We're gonna try to do this for, somewhere in the ballpark of like 10 to 20 reps at very slow, clunky pace. And then you're gonna start picking up the pace and you're gonna check the positions, and then you're gonna move the bag away, and then you're gonna start hitting some golf balls. So, okay, I'm really trying to feel that stick go back as I feel the club go down into the bag. I'll start picking up the pace a little bit here. Okay, you can hear a good snap on these little small swings. Making sure when you do these reps that you're checking your positions. Check to make sure you stay down. Check to make sure your hips are open 45 degrees. Make sure you felt the synchronicity of the movements. Continue the process. Remember, stay aware. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create movement and trying to stay connected to those movements. Okay. Bag's gonna come out. I'm gonna have a golf ball ready to go. Okay, let's do one more. So I'm getting ready to hit a shot here. Got my booty up against the alignment stick. I'm gonna try to feel that thing move up out of the ground. Same time, I'm letting the club go down to where the ball would be. Okay. If I'm connected to it, I reward myself and I hit a shot. So there you have it, folks. A simple and effective way for you to be able to sync up your hips and your arms down through the bottom of the swing arc. And hopefully you guys get some great success with today's drill. Remember, if you're brand new to the channel, subscribe to the channel if you like our message. Also, do me a big favor, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post those up below. Maybe somebody figured out a better way to be able to set this drill up where you don't have to keep moving the alignment stick around to accommodate where your divot pattern is. If you do, post that up in the comments below, because I'm sure other students would love to hear what your setup is. Simple little drill that goes a long ways. Now, here's to playing your best golf. Did Stella just get his groove back? Did you just hear the sound of that golf ball? Holy smokes.